Welcome to the Good Ride. James Beastie.
Davey Boy here.
And this is the Smith Embark sunglasses. They're more backcountry snowboard specific, so we wanted to talk about these. Next to it is the Pursuit, and next to that is the Venture. And then just for reference, just to see how these mountaineering sunglasses compare to regular Smith sunglasses, I have the Lowdown 2 Slim and you have the Lowdown 2 regulars.
A little wider version for a slightly wider face.
A little narrower face. So we'll be primarily talking about the Embark, but we will be referencing the Venture and the Pursuit. So these are mine. I own these, I bought these, I love them. They fit my face really well. They're photochromic, so they're 7 to 45% VLT, which I think is variable light transmission. So it means it can get really dark on a really bright sunny day, or when I'm driving up really early in the morning, or I'm doing early ascents at Mount Bachelor on a powder day before the lifts open, I can take these out and I can still see. They're not going to get super dark. What you can see in our tests is this is photochromic red and this is photochromic blue, copper, or something like that. These are the only two photochromic options you have with Smith sunglasses, and the goggle photochromic options are very similar. What I found is this definitely has a little more of that creamy amber, creamy orange kind of look to it at low light, where this feels a little more neutral in low light. And then when you get these in really bright light and they darken up, this has a dark blue feel to it, where this feels a little more neutral, but still leaning towards that amber side of things. So the red is blue and the blue is copperish, orangey, creamy. And then this is just black, and it's a really neutral, really cool color. And for 15% VLT, I thought it did very well in most lighting conditions. Definitely in lower light, it's a little more challenging, but less than you would think for 15.
Yeah, I thought the color clarity on these was probably the most accurate to real world.
Yeah, it felt more real. But this didn't feel like you were in the surreal either, but it was fun, but not surreal.
And I mean, depending on where you are, that bluish tint can be amazing. It can make like a flat kind of day on the beach and pop and make the water look so turquoise.
Or highlight snow contours as you're going
Yeah.
down at high speed and let you know if there's a problem ahead. That's what I really like, especially getting old and being more Captain Safety as opposed to more like my last name. And I would say
this dog's on a leash.
I love the way these fit. I love this side protection here. I love that there's a really tight seal along the top here, because I often don't wear a hat, or at best I have a hood. And so when the hood's on, I still have some space here and snow can get in. This always protects me.
Yeah, so all of these glasses, this Adventure line, they all have some really cool removable pieces of tech. They all come with this OG miniature Smith snowboard strap, the same system that anybody is familiar with for their snowboard goggles. This is a miniature version that just snaps on and off for all of these Adventure shades. And I think this is a really nice piece of tech because, you know, obviously you can wear them loose and they'll fit just like any other pair of straps you're gonna use to keep your glasses on your face. And you can just let them hang like this. But when you want, if you're going on the mountain, you're downhill, you're going downhill, you're mountain biking, you're whitewater rafting, anything where you're worried your glasses might actually fall off your face, you can tighten that back strap all the way tight and it holds the glasses on your face like a pair of snowboard goggles. So they're not going anywhere. Like you can kind of pull against them a little bit and it's not so tight it's gonna make your nose sore, but they're there. You shake your face, they're not really moving. And I think that is just a great piece of tech because I've had some long sunglasses holders in the past, but they like dangle halfway down your back. And then when you do tighten them, it's not an ideal fastening system. So I think that detachable security strap on the back is a very cool piece of tech. But then here, I'll also show you, so with this Embark right here, you have these side pieces, these wind protector, snow protector blinders. On all these glasses, they just pop right out real quick and easy. And it turns them into just a normal pair of shades at that point. So check that out right there. Look at it. Now you just got a normal pair of street shades, ready to go, ready to hit the city. No one would even know that you're some gnarly ass backcountry snowboarder. And maybe you don't, maybe you want them to know. So maybe you keep the gear on 90% of the time. Maybe you're on a first date or something and you need to be a little more low key. Pop those suckers right off. You're going to a board meeting, pop those suckers right off. So one thing though that we noticed with these Embark and these Ventures compared to the
Pursuit
is that the Pursuit are the most extreme of extreme for these, and they have a magnetic clip that actually attaches the side of the glasses to the frame.
And I wish all of them had a magnetic clip. And I'll bet you that's what you'll start seeing when the next version of the Embark and the next version of the Venture come out. Maybe down the line you'll see it. I wouldn't wait to purchase them.
Yeah, they're fine as they are.
Yeah, I'd say this is a little more prone to breaking over time.
There's a miniature little nubbin right there. You can maybe see it. And that just goes into a little hole on the side of the glasses.
And then it's easily detachable. You can pop it right back in. So what I do is I pop one in there and then one here, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, so these glasses are almost like a pair of Crocs. You got your sport mode and you got your casual mode. I think we're living in a utilitarian world where people want the best of both.
And you know, for a while I lost these Lowdown 2 Slims, and I felt at a loss because I do love the way the color looks through these and just how casual they are for being around town. But I took these off and I was wearing these around town. I really enjoyed it, and I loved that they're photochromic. And I would say that this is the best option if you want a lot of versatility. This Pursuit has interchangeable lenses. It has a nose guard. It has all the features that these do, but plus that. And it has a much bigger lens. It fogs up a little less than these, but none of these fog up easy. They're the best in the industry in terms of anti-fogging. The only thing I'd say I don't like about their anti-fogging technology, I don't want to put my fingers on this, but when you get moisture on the inside, like when you eventually do fog it up, like if you're like me or Davey, we run really hot, we're steamy people. When you fog this up, it's a sticky coating inside. So it's very hard to clean. It's not like these lenses where you just take a Smith cloth and rub it over on both sides. It doesn't rub it out as easy, like that CNN guy. You can't just rub it out on a 5-minute break. Thanks for showing me that, Davey. And more power to him. Way to recharge in between meetings. I wish the Embark had this case instead of this case that came with it. I think this is just such a versatile, cool case. You can take this with you in your jacket and use this and keep your lens nice and protected because it's really soft here, and even carry a spare lens on your way up in case conditions change drastically. So this is the most versatile, most aggressive backcountry hybrid goggles sunglasses in their line. But this is the one issue for me for having this as just your one solution for going up and downhill in the backcountry. Even with this set all the way out, you can pop this out or pop it in. But even with it popped all the way out, so it's as close as possible to my forehead, you can still see there's a good gap. And when I went uphill with these, the snow bounced off my forehead and came down in. So you need a really big hat with these.
Even if you tighten that strap all the way, is it still gonna be, yeah.
Oh yeah. So this is super tight. That was the best seal I can get. So for me, this is my favorite pair. I love these Embarks. I love how they fit my medium-sized face. And I've been using these for almost a year now, and they just keep working. I fog every sunglass if I travel uphill, but this fogs up the least in comparison to all other sunglasses I've tried out there. And it's almost as good as the Pursuit. A little better than these just because they're smaller and they're tighter, but they all do very well for what they are.
Yeah, I would say the Adventures are my favorite because I think they fit me most like a normal pair of glasses I would wear. I feel like you kind of go progressively more committed to the adventure style.
Right.
These are probably the most city slicker, the most under incognito adventure shades. These ones are right about in the middle. These are like classic sporty big lens. And then these bad boys, these are like, you know, you let people know you're going hard every day.
Throbbing hard.